Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and this is the channel where I went to business school so you didn't need to, and today we are going to do a quick portfolio update. I do these very sporadically throughout the year, and today we have hit a new milestone. For those of you who are new to this particular journey, welcome, my name is YT, and today we are going to look at the growth of this particular YouTube portfolio over the last few years. We started this portfolio back in 2021 on January 28th with around $2,000, and I said I was going to be heavily investing into ETFs and single blue chip stocks. This would include ETFs such as VTI, SCHD, and QQQM. At the same time, I also invested heavily into a set of particular stocks, which we will talk about later in this video, so feel free to copy the exact strategy that I am using, but always make sure to do your own research. And without further ado, let's get right into it. As you know, we jumped from $2,000 up to $26,000, which then became $50,000 in a relatively short amount of time. After that, we arrived at $69,000, then it jumped to $75,000, which then became $91,000. And those particular years were very critical for our portfolio growth. As you can see on screen, our portfolio grew anywhere between 69% and 72% because of our amazing stock picks. But the gains just kept coming because then we went from just $91,000 up to $114,000, and then I decided to release my top stock picks for the year of 2024. Currently, we are in November of 2024, so I wanted you to be aware of these stock picks before I even invested into them, and you can see them on screen right here. We decided to invest into Tesla at $176, Berkshire Hathaway at $409, BlackRock at $790, and you can see the rest for yourself. I even color-coded these to where green means that I had very strong convictions in these particular plays, yellow was more for safety, and then blue was for dividends. And as you can see on screen, we were extremely successful with these particular stock picks. When we invested into Tesla at just $176, Tesla is now worth around $297 per share. Likewise, Berkshire Hathaway was around $409 when we picked some shares up, and now it's worth around $463. Similarly, BlackRock at $790, which was our purchase price, is now worth $1,040 per share. S&P Global also grew from $438 up to $495, while the Nasdaq was just $62, and then it jumped to $77. If you look to the right of your screen, you'll actually see the difference between our initial purchase price and what the stock is currently worth right now. But please keep in mind that the percentage basis jumps of these particular companies is actually far greater than just the difference between what we bought them for and what they are worth currently. Obviously, Tesla was one of our largest winners, but if you look closely enough, even with Reality Income, KKR, State Street, Mercado Libre, Moody's Corporation, MSCI, FactSet Research, and Intercontinental Exchange, you'll notice that we actually made out in all of these plays. Based on our high conviction stocks, we literally had no losers here, except in our honorable mentions. In the original video, I separated two honorable mentions from the stocks that I was investing heavily into, and it seems that ASML was the only company that didn't really work out for us. For instance, we purchased just a few shares at $954, and they are currently worth around $671. While on the other hand, we purchased Taiwan Semiconductor stock at around $157, and it's now currently worth around $200 per share. Obviously, these stocks were phenomenal, and they have paid off handsomely. So with these top stock picks in mind, on top of the ETF, which the majority of my portfolio is composed of, let's see what our current portfolio looks like. Because again, when we made these stock picks, our stock portfolio was around $114,000. And if I scroll down, you can see that it jumped to right now being worth $167,137.23 as of November 7th of 2024. This is not too shabby from growing a portfolio from around $2,000 up to $167,000 over the span of just a few years. Now, the best part about this is that this is not my main portfolio. This is portfolio 3 of multiple portfolios. Yet the even better news, in my opinion, is that portfolios grow at a compounding annual growth rate, which means that the more money we have in this portfolio, the faster it's going to grow. Therefore, it wouldn't surprise me that the next time we look at this portfolio, it could be worth around $200,000, because now we have even more money working for us. In the beginning, growing the portfolio was extremely difficult, with just around $2,000 or even just around $26,000. But as we started to pour money into this portfolio and we made fantastic trades with the ETFs and stocks that we've just discussed, we started to make a lot of money. Then after we found our stride, the portfolio started to work on itself, which means that we just had to sit back and watch our portfolio and not do anything very dumb or emotional in the meantime. To sum this video up, our top stock picks were extremely successful, and it has allowed our portfolio to grow to around $167,000. And since 2024 isn't over yet, I will continuously invest into these particular companies until the year of 2025, which is when I will release another set of stock picks. You should also keep in mind that I am balancing these single stocks out with ETFs such as VTI, SCHD, and QQQM. VTI is a broad stock market index fund, and I do it just to track general stock market growth. On the other hand, SCHD is a dividend ETF, and I use that for safety, which creates the spine or backbone of my portfolio. It gives me a lot of safety during times when the stock market is not returning a lot of gains, so I can rely on the dividends I receive from this particular ETF. And then for growth, I use QQQM, which tracks the NASDAQ 100, which is very technology heavy, and normally we see a lot of growth stocks in that technology space. So with these ETFs and single stocks all working together, we see our portfolio absolutely blossoming. So for more updates like this on proven strategies about how to grow your portfolio, go ahead and annihilate that like button right now, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next YT video.